Immutable. Immutable. Tuple is immutable. A very good evening. Can you hear me, guys? Okay, fine. Thank you. Hope you understand what is a tuple in the last class. Let me first explain the yesterday's assignment. So currently 75 students are there. Please wait, guys. Now the time is 5:26. We'll start around 5:28. Please wait 2 minutes. So meanwhile, you can refer the assignment question. I'm showing here. It can be done in so many ways, not only this way. And I have given the question clearly. First, you should print. Wait, guys. Okay, so create and print the 4 tuples. I have given that question also. That means you have to display the 4 tuples first. Then you can perform the operations, whatever I am asking here. Anyway, that's good. Many compared to the yesterday's and day before yesterday assignment questions, almost 70 students done this assignment. I'm very fine. Okay. Okay, now the time is 5:28. Very good evening, guys. Today I would like to discuss about the basic tuple operations. Before going to that, I would like to explain the yesterday's assignment topic. I have given a question that create and print the 4 tuples. First of all, let me print all these 4 tuples. That means you have to take 4 variables named as T1, T2, T3, T4, or tuple 1, tuple 2, tuple 3, tuple 4, like that. Okay. For the below elements and combine the first tuple elements into a single element. This is the first step. That means this is the first task I have given. That means you have to combine the first tuple elements. So we have one operand. We have one method that is nothing but a join, dot join. Okay, we have already used in the earlier programs, like list Okay, so you can use this method by combining the tuple elements, or you can, some students are doing like tuple 1 of 0 plus tuple 1 of 2 plus tuple 1 of 2, tuple 1 of 1 plus tuple 1 of 2. This is also fine. Okay, so that is also fine. And so this is the first, that means tuple 1. I'm just printing tuple 1. I'm just print tuple 2. That means whatever the elements I'm taking in the tuple, that is displayed as it is on the screen. Okay, so you can take any other variable like t1, t2, t3, like that. Okay, so some students not written this, but anyway, that's not a problem at all. Okay, so next, because I have given the question create and print. So again, am I audible now? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, somewhat network issue. Okay, fine. Thank you. Okay, let me explain now. So tuple 2 of 1 is nothing but I would like to print a 2.8. So this is the 0th index. This is the 1 index. So I will get the value like tuple 2 of 1, and I am asking about the list. So that means whenever I am having this list, so this is the third element, I am asking print only the list elements in the third tuple. So yesterday I had discussed about we can give the list elements in a tuple. You can change that values also. That means whether it is a mutable also, that means whether tuple is immutable, list elements can also be updated by using this. Okay, that means whenever the tuple element having list elements, you can update that values also, and in the same way you can print those values like this is the 0th index and this is 1 index. And some students are writing in the assignment question, they are giving like a tuple 2 3 of 1 0, like that. You don't need to write like that. Okay, you can just give tuple 3 of 1, that's enough. You will get the definitely 1 to 3, you will get the value. Okay, and coming to tuple 4, I'm taking 2 3 4 1 2 high. Okay, 1 2 3 4. Voice is not audible. Likita, can you please check yourself? Is my voice audible, guys? Some student is telling voice is not audible. I think problem from your end. Please check once. Please check once. Please check once. Yes, it is audible. Okay, fine. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. So you can give the values, and for the next question, I'm asking about the print only high in the last tuple. Print only high in the last tuple. Okay. So let me print high. So how we'll get high? So let me explain. So this is completely. So this is a nested tuple. That means one tuple having another tuple is nothing but nested tuple. So this position is called 0, and this complete tuple is called as 1. This complete tuple is called as 1. Okay, so that means I would like to print only high only. That means in tuple 1 it is again, this is the 0th index, and 2 is the first index, and high is the second index. Okay, so 0, that means 1 2. So whenever you are giving tuple 4 of 1 2, you will get high. So this is the yesterday's assignment question. If you have any doubts, you can post your questions in the chat box. Okay, fine, guys. Thank you. Please wait, guys. Okay, listen carefully. So please confirm, is my screen visible, guys? Is my screen visible? Please confirm once. Yes, okay, fine, thank you. So let me move to the today's topic, and before going to that, I would like to explain one topic, guys. So this is the one of the question asked in interviews questions. Okay, so I have checked this in TCS interview questions. Okay, so some students are clearly mentioned the Python subject in resume. Okay, because compared to C and Java, Python is very easy. That's the reason many of the students are putting technical knowledge. They are mentioning only Python programming. Okay, so in the resume, so they ask the question like this. Okay, how to convert the given list into a tuple? Okay, this is the very important question actually. Let me explain. So yesterday I discussed about the tuple constructor. Okay, tuple is the, that means you can, whenever you are using parenthesis, it will be automatically converted as a tuple. But I have informed about the tuple method also. That means this is called as a constructor actually. Okay, so that means, for example, I am taking a list A equal to 1 2 3 BVC. You know that this is a list. This is a list, you know. Okay, because I am using a square bracket only. Now this method is, this tuple is creating like this. For example, this is called type conversion also, because whenever you are converting one data type to another data type, you need to mention the particular data type here. Like for example, if you are doing a integer addition, you are giving a input method in the int bracket. That means you are specifying clearly int, then input enter any numbers. In the same way, you can create like tuple of A. Then I am printing B. Now I am printing B only. That means whenever tuple of A means the A will be converted into tuple and it will be stored in B. Okay. So in programming, you have only right to left assignment. Whenever you are using a equal to operator, so right to left will be that means associate will that means the precedence will be always right to left only. Okay, associate will be right to left only. So tuple of A, that means the elements will be printed on the output screen with the parenthesis print of B, and I am asking type of B also. That means whether B will be in the list mode or tuple mode. Okay, let me run this. Okay, so now I'm getting, you can check here 1 2 3 BVC class tuple. I'm getting tuple only. Okay, so this is the one of the important question asked in the interviews. So that's the reason I'm explaining here. And if you want to find such questions, so you can go through the website. Like let me explain that website name. This is a very important website. You will have some more interesting questions. If you have the time, you can practice here. This is Python data types like tuple exercise. You can have all for, and many of the students are asking that why these are very helpful, sir. We are having only int float char. That means so that programming language have only some limit, but now Python is doing everything. That means we are having some more additional data types here. Okay, so let me explain these questions like Python data types, tuple exercises. Okay, you can practice here. Okay, if you have the time, write a Python program to create a tuple. Okay, so you will get the questions like it. Only 2-3 lines only answer. Okay, write a Python program to create a tuple with different data types. The both questions are same. If you want the solution, you can see. Okay, if you want to practice, go to the editor. Okay, so write a Python program to unpack a tuple in several variables. Okay, you can have many questions here. Add an item in a tuple. How to add an item in a tuple? Okay, write a program to convert a tuple into a string. You can convert the tuple to a string also. Okay, now just I explained that list will be converted into tuple. So what is the other way? That means when you convert the tuple to string means you have to find that way. Okay, so don't see the solution. First you should try everyone. And the same way, write a Python program to get the fourth element and fourth element from last tuple. That means you have to get the first 0 to 4th index, and from last to 4th also you have to print that. Okay, so if you want the solution, you can see that's not an issue, but you should practice this. Anyway, I will forward this link to the in the chat box, guys. Okay. So not only tuple, you can find any other data type solutions also in this link. Okay. So for example, write a Python program to remove an item from a tuple. So how to remove a item? How to remove an item from a tuple? So this is the one of the question. How to remove a tuple? We have the method called remove. Okay. So we have so many functions like this. For example, this is the question. You have to print the fourth element. This is called 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So tuple, that means tuple x of 3. That means fourth element he is asking means we have to give third index. Okay. So it is clearly specifying that fourth element. And from right to left means from last tuple means you have to give -4. You will get the like this. Okay. You can see the solution with explanation also. It is very useful, I think so. If any third and final year students are there, if you want to practice, you can practice. Okay. For second year students, if you have the time, you can practice. That's not an issue. And let me move to the further topics today. So anyway, more than 260 students are there. Thank you guys. So let me move to the next topics today. So how to add elements to a tuple. So actually you know that tuple is immutable. You cannot add any elements. That means it is impossible. Okay. In the list you can add anything. Okay. But there is no direct way. But we have the some other ways. Anyway, we will discuss. Okay. How to delete elements of a tuple. Okay. So for example, let me give a clarity, guys. So we have del method, del. Okay. So tuple 1 equal to 30 Python. Okay. This is the one of the tuple. So delete tuple 1 and let me print tuple 1. Okay. It will get error actually. But anyway, I am running. Okay. That's not a problem at all. In C and Java, if you are getting the error, you no need of for the runtime. Okay. So compilation error means you have to check in the compilation time only. But here that is not required. You can run the program also. Now let me explain. Name tuple 1 is not defined because tuple 1 is already deleted by del command. So how to remove the elements in the tuple? This is the question. If you are asked in the interviews, then you can give 2 lines. In the academic, for example, in the second CSC students also will get these questions in the examination point of view. Okay, so you should practice well. And if you want more clarity, let me give you another website also. So one of the good website, javatpoint.com. Okay, so you can easily learn all the programming languages here, javatpoint.com. So actually I have taken almost 1 hour time to explain what is a slicing, what is the operations on the particular list. Okay, so what are the various elements in a list, how to add those elements, how to concatenate those elements. I am taking almost 1 hour time. But if you see this website, just for data types concept, he has given single notes like this. Okay, for example, let me take a tuple. If you have the good clarity, even second CSC students also for exam point of view can prepare like this, because I am telling in-depth knowledge. I am telling in a in-depth knowledge. Okay, but for example, if I am taking tuple, just he is giving like a tuple is similar to the list in many ways. Like lists, tuples also contain collection of items of different items, and that must be separated by comma and parenthesis. That's definition is enough. So but a tuple is read-only data structure. We cannot modify the size and value of the item of a tuple. That means because this is only read-only. Okay. So let me explain. Now he is taking a simple tuple. He is printing the same. So let me zoom. If you have any doubts, I will give you a I'm just giving zoom option. So listen carefully. Okay. So he just creating the type of the tuple, okay, and he is printing the tuple now. Okay, so then he is doing tuple slicing. That means 1 of colon 0, 0 colon 1, and tuple concatenation and tuple repetition, and he is adding one element in the particular index. It will throw an error. Okay, so simple one output. This is a simple program containing all the operations of a tuple. Likewise, you can check list also. Okay. So, for example, if I am telling like this way, definitely data types topic will be completed in 1 day. Okay, but I don't want to do like this, but in exam point of view, you can do like this. Okay, because all the operations will be performed in a single example. Okay, so this is the one of the good website. If you want to practice any other programming language, not only Python, if you want to learn C and Java by own, this website is very useful for you guys. Okay, but I'm not preparing the notes from that website. Hope you understand. You can check also. So let me okay, let me give. So this is the, by using for loop it can possible. Some student is asking the question such as I. So by using for loop you can print, but today's topic we will get that how to print a elements, but I will not cover the topic right now, because for loop means I think by next week we will move to the for loop concepts. Okay, so after completion of data types I have to take care about the if conditions and nested if conditions, like that. Then I will move to the for loop and while loop. Okay, then you will understand what are the various logics. Okay, how to print a 1 to 100 numbers, how to print a 1 to 20 numbers except 15. You can do a lot of the examples. Okay, you definitely you will find the easy way to how to remember the program. Okay, you can easily get the value. That means the coding logic will be done very easily. Okay, so compared to the other programming languages, it is very easy, because for loop and while loop and if conditions plays a major role while doing any programs. Okay, anyway, let me explain. So now delete concept is completed. Other important tuple operations, reassigning. That means Python tuples cannot be modified, but the entire tuple can be reassigned with different elements. As yesterday I told, whenever you are taking S1 equal to BVC, you can assign that value to S2 easily, S2 equal to S1. Likewise, for example, let me take an example, reassigning tuple. Okay, so now I am having the elements. Okay, tuple 1 equal to 30, Python 30.34, 40, 20.24. Now I am entering the tuple 1 equal to 20, 1.45 BVC. Now I am printing. That means I am reassigning. So that means same variable and different elements. Okay, so let me execute it. So you can see here, all these elements will be automatically removed whenever you are including a new value. Let me explain with easy example. If you are giving a equal to 10, okay, now I am giving a equal to 20. Let me give print of a. Okay, let me give print of a. Now I am executing the program. Why I am getting 20? Because whenever a value is 20, that means whenever you are assigning a equal to 20, that means that value will be deleted from the memory. Okay, so now a equal to 20 in the sense a value will be printed 20 only. In the same way, that means you cannot change the tuple values, because like in list, for example, if you forgot that concept, I will explain anyway. So if you having the list like 45, 46, I'm having the list. Okay, let me explain. a of 0 equal to 99. Let me print of a. Let me print of a. Now I am printing list elements. Okay, now I am getting, instead of 45, I am getting 99 and 46, because list is immutable. That means you can assign any value. That means you can change any value. Okay, but in the tuple you cannot have this operation. For example, let me change this bracket with parenthesis. Okay, this is parenthesis. Now let me run this, guys. It is getting error because tuple object does not support item assignment. Okay, that means you cannot assign the new value to the existing tuple, but you can change complete list elements. Okay, that means you can change complete list elements in that particular tuple. So make sure everyone should remember. Okay, next, concatenating tuples. Okay, I think everybody knows what is concatenation, guys. So by using plus operator, that means all tuple. So I don't want to waste the time. I think hope you understand, guys. I don't want to execute also, because it is taking a lot of time, because I have to tell at least 15 pages my target, but unfortunately it is here I'm having 15 pages notes. Okay, so hope you understand, guys, because it is very easy. So you can easily understand. Like I am taking 31 tuple, I am taking another tuple. Print of tuple 1 plus tuple 2. That means 30 Python 30. That means 20.24. This will be displayed, and remaining elements also will be displayed in the same tuple. This is called tuple concatenation. That's all. Okay. Next, I don't want to execute all the programs because it is taking a lot of time, guys. Please hope you understand. And tuple repetition. Okay. So just now I have explained in the Java T-Point website. Okay, it is simply like the tuple repetition, tuple concatenation in a single program. Okay, that should be enough in the examination point of view. Okay, that means tuple into 3. So for example, I'm having the tuple repetition. You know that how to get the repetition values. So by using multiplication operator, if you're giving 30 Python, these are the various elements. If you are giving into 2, that means the elements will be displayed 2 times. Okay, if you want to run the program, I will run, that's not an issue, but will take 1 minute extra. Okay, so anyway, let me execute it, no problem. So hope you understand, guys. 30 Python 30.34, 40 20.24, again 30 to the all values will be displayed in a tuple. Next, so tuple membership test. For example, we are having membership operators in and not in. Hope you everyone knows in is a keyword and not is a keyword. For example, let me have 2 tuples. Print 30 in tuple. Yes, whether 30 is there in tuple or not. If it is there, it will return true. Yes, it is there. That means it will return true. For example, BVC in tuple, but here I am giving capital letters BVC. Now I am giving small BVC. It is false. If you are giving capital BVC, it will get true. Because Python is a case sensitive language. Case sensitive means whenever you are declaring a variable in capital letters and small letters, that will be both taken as a different variable. For example, let me explain. If I'm having small a equal to 20, if I'm giving capital A equal to 20, if I'm printing small a, I will get only 10. Okay, I will not get any error message because capital A is different, small a is different, because by default all the variables and the remaining elements are also case sensitive in Python, case sensitive language. This is Python is a case sensitive language. So for example, let me give BVC. Now let me execute it first. I'm getting true false, guys. Okay, so let me give BVC in capital letters. If you are giving B only capital letter also, it will get error message. That it will not get error, it will get false message. Okay, so let me explain now. Now I'm getting true because BVC is in tuple 2. Yes, it is absolutely correct. Okay, so these are the variables. You can give T1 T2 also, that's not an issue at all. Okay, so don't forget, guys, this is not a variable name, this is just a variable name. You can give like T1 T2 also, it's not an issue. Okay, so if the element is not there, it returns false. Okay, fine. If you have any more questions, please mention in the chat box, guys. I will explain immediately. Okay, so let me move to the next topic, tuple methods. So I'm telling 2 methods here, tuple, that is called count, and index. So yesterday Ravi sir asked me how to find out the index of a particular tuple, sir. Okay, let me explain today. So count of x returns the number of times element x is present in the tuple. For example, let me take an example, guys. I am taking AE IOU and I am giving AE IO IU. That means IE is presented 2 times here. If you are giving like vowels is a variable, so let me take one variable count equal to vowels dot count of I. This count is a variable. Okay, so that means it stores the number of elements. That means how many times I will be there. So it is 2 times there. The 2 will be stored in count. Let me print count. The count is that is 2. Sir, is it necessary to take count variable, sir? No, it's not mandatory. If you want to display vowels dot count of I in the particular line, that's enough. Okay, if you want to simplify the code, you can easily manage. Okay, it's not an issue. It's not an issue. Anyway, let me explain with by running this program. Please wait for a moment. Okay, so this is the program. So first of all, let me run this. I'm adding the comment line to understand the program easily. Okay, so you can see here the count of I is 2, because here I is there 2 times. The vowels dot count, that means dot count. Here it is called dot. For example, I'm telling here clearly. So I have given clearly, like, please listen carefully. I'm putting the heading like methods. I'm not mentioning the built-in functions. Okay, yesterday I have told that what is the difference between a function and a method. Okay, so whenever you are using a object, dot, okay, so these are nothing but a method. So anyway, guys, let me move next example. So vowels dot count of p. Now I am checking count of p. There is no p in the particular vowels. Okay, so vowels is just variable. Okay, so next the count of p is count. Now I am getting the count of p is 0. 1 minute. This is another example, I think. Okay, so let me explain now. Vowels dot a e i o u and I u I a e i o I u. Okay, I'm giving like this. So I'm counting the p character. So whether count that means count is used to check the how many times the element will be present in the particular tuple. So vowels dot count of p, that means the count of p is 0. Okay, so we have another examples like here random tuple. For example, I'm having random equal to a b. That means I am presenting ab two times here. Okay, I'm presenting two times tuple as like tuple. So now let me give count equal to random. Random is a just a variable name only. Okay, so because in the sequence I have given a e i o u like that, but here in the nested tuple also you are giving the same elements like ab. If you want to, that means for example, if you have a doubt like for example, if you would like to check the complete tuple is there in the list particular tuple or not, you can check easily like count of ab. Okay, count of ab, that means here ab is there in two times, that means you will get the count as 2. Now let me run this, guys. So the count of ab is 2, so you can easily get this value. You can not only give the single element, you can give the tuple elements also like this. Okay, next. So in the same way you can find out the ab elements also individually. Next, coming to the index method. So first let me take an example here. So I think everyone knows, for example, let me give a single example. So for example, if t1 equal to 30, this is called a 0th index. This is Python is called a 1 index. 30.3 is called second index. This is third index. This is fourth index. Okay, I think everybody knows what is index now. So now let me execute this index method. Alphabets tuple. Okay, so see guys, so now I'm having these are the various tuple elements a e i o g l i u. Okay, so alphabets is the variable name only, you can take any other like a variable. Index alphabets dot index of e. What is the index here? So actually I'm giving 1, that means here it is 1. Now let me run this, guys. Index of e is 1. Index of e is 1 because this is a 0 and this is 1. But for example, here I mentioned I in 2 times. If here I mentioned I in 2 times. So in, for example, if you're giving like simply like whenever you're giving alphabets that index of I, it will give 0, 1, 2 only. That means it will give 2 only. Let me give a I here. Let me give a I here. Okay. So the index of I. I'm getting a index of I is 2 only, but I is there in 3, 4, 5, 6th location also. Then if you want to find out that index, you have to give like this. That means in the earlier you have seen like this examples. That means you can give a optional element like range. For example, if you're giving like 4, it will start that index. That means for example 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means from this time it will check whether I is there or not. And this 5 and this is 6. Now index of I will be placed in 6. That means now you will get for example, let me run this. First of all, I would like to comment this. Now I will run this program. Now I am getting index of I 6. Hope you understand, guys. Okay, because here I is there. I would like to print after 4. That means so 0, 1, 2. That means if you give the I only, then it will give automatically 2 only, because from left to right it will check automatically. Okay, so if you'd like to print after that I, you can give either 3, not only 4. You can give 5 also. But the element placed in before the line, you have to give like that. Okay. For example, let me give another example. I between third and fifth element. So you can give 3 elements also. Okay. But there is no 3 and 5. That means for example 0. Let me give clarity, guys. 0, 1. In examination point of view, you all don't write like this. Okay. Just for interview purpose only I am telling. in detail ga anavasaram. So 0 1 2 3 and 4 5 and I am 6 and 7. Okay, so now I am giving 3 comma 5. That means, so I between third and fifth index is searched, but there is no I in between the third and fifth index. Okay, this is start, this is end. We have discussed earlier like this. Okay, so the index of I is, now it will get error. It will get error because there is no particular element. If you would like to ask the index, then it will throws the error. Okay, so let me clear the drawings first. Let me comment this also. Why I am commenting this means you have to understand clearly, but here alphabets line is here and the rest of the lines will be ignored automatically whenever I am commenting. So now let me run this, guys. I am getting error because there is no I in between the third and fifth. Okay, so this is the way how to find out the index elements, that means index position. Hope you understand, guys. Now we'll move to the today's topic, that is called set data type. So we will move to the next data type. Okay, so till now we have discussed about the let me recall all the data types. So numeric data types we have explained, string data type I have explained, right? Okay, and list and tuple. So some students are asking, tuple and list are both are in the same way, what may differ? Yeah, you will get a such question. But for example, if you would like to change the any elements in the list, you have that chance. But whenever you have a such certain conditions, if you don't want to any changes made in the particular elements, you should prefer tuple only. Okay, that is the reason only. But anyway, in the real time example you will understand very clearly. But just now we are discussing about the various data types. Okay, various data types. Okay, so I think hope you understand, guys. Okay, so let me before going to set data type, I think 290 students are there. Let me conduct a poll. Please answer, guys. I'm seeing your results. So some students are still not practicing the notes even. You are listening the class very carefully. 60% voted. What about the remaining students, right? Before going to the next data type, I would like to ask a single question, whether you are following the class or not. So out of 289 students, okay, out of 290 students, okay, only 190 students given the correct answer up to now. Anyway, now the time is exactly 6:04. I would like to end the poll, guys. Please do it fast. Okay, fine. Anyway, I will end the poll. 81% voted. What about the remaining, guys? You are thinking still, or you are simply using your mobile phone and in somewhere location you are simply putting a somewhere location? Huh? Are you listening? So even though I am very busy schedules, I am dealing your this subject. Okay, so please hope you understand, guys. Please, everyone should attend regularly and follow the class very carefully and try to check the material at least 5 to 10 minutes every day, or 5 to 10 minutes every day. Please, guys, please. Okay, 85% voted. I would like to share the results to you guys. List is mutable. Okay, tuple is immutable. Okay, so please don't forget, guys. This is very important questions. That is the answer only. 211 students answered correctly out of 290. Still 26 members, 26 plus 6, that means almost 40 students said wrong answer. Even though we have discussed in-depth knowledge. Okay, anyway, I'm stop sharing the results to you guys. So please, guys, It's very important question. Okay, so don't forget. So just now I had discussed about list and tuple. Now I will move to the set data type in Python. Okay, so actually we are discussing about data types only. Move coming with the programs, I will tell you in which way sets will be preferred, in which way, in which examples list may be preferred, and in which examples tuples may be preferred. Okay, don't wait up to that end. Okay, so because we are in the starting. Okay, so listen carefully, guys. For example, if you are giving like I would like to find out a Armstrong number. For example, let me think an example, guys. Okay, Armstrong number is an integer. That means you are taking an integer data type. In the same way, we have some questions. So in that case, we have to prefer that question, that tuple only, that list only. In the same way, we have to think. Okay. Anyway, if I am telling now today about that set data type, but this is also almost similar to the list and tuple. Okay, why is the various data types are there in Python to confuse ourselves? No, that's not an issue at all. So basically, Python can do all the type of programming. Like you can perform the mathematical operations. Okay, you can perform the scientific operations. You can perform lot of operations, guys. Okay, so that's the reason only they are categorized into the different data types where they are not existed in either C and Java also. These data types are not existed in either C and Java also. Okay, so now coming to the set. Please wait, guys. My system suddenly struck. Please wait. Okay, so am I audible now? So suddenly system struck, guys. Please. My system suddenly struck, guys. Please wait, guys. Please wait. So I'm not getting your chat messages also. What happened to this? Shit. I'm getting a Zoom is not responding error. Please wait, guys. Please wait. I'm not getting your chat messages. I'm not understanding anything. I think Zoom is not responding. Please wait, guys. Please wait. Can you listen me now? Thank you, yes, thank you. Sometimes, actually, I'm very sorry, అండి. ఆల్మోస్ట్ నేను డైలీ 3-4 అవర్స్ నోట్స్ టైప్ చేస్తున్నాను, సిస్టమ్ హ్యాంగ్ అయిపోతుంది. సో ఇంతసేపు ఎప్పుడు వాడలేదు నేను సిస్టమ్ ఎప్పుడు కూడా. ఇప్పటి వరకు నేను కంప్యూటర్ కొని ఒక 5 years అవుద్దేమో, కానీ ల్యాప్టాప్ ఒక సినిమా కూడా చూడలేదండి నేను. అసలు చెప్తున్నాను, ఎప్పుడు వాడను, ఎక్కువ వాడను అసలు, తక్కువ. అటువంటిది నోట్స్ గురించి నేను ఆల్మోస్ట్ 5 to 4 hours, తర్వాత మీకు 2 hours క్లాసు, అండ్ మీ తర్వాత కూడా నాకు ఇంకో క్లాస్ ఉంది. సో దానివల్ల నాకు సిస్టమ్ హ్యాంగ్ అయిపోయిందండి సడన్ గా. ఓకే, సారీ గైస్, ఏమనుకోవద్దు. లెట్ మీ మూవ్ టు ద నెక్స్ట్ టాపిక్. So set data type in Python. Okay, so let me move to the next topic. Okay, so 1 minute, guys. I would like to take annotation. Okay, fine. So set is a collection of unique elements. So you should remember this line, unique elements. Okay, so what is unique means? Unique means that means you cannot repeat the same element twice, and hence set eliminates duplicate values. That means it can eliminate duplicate values also. Now, so this is nothing but a set definition, and the values in the set are separated by commas and enclosed within curly braces. So list using square bracket, okay, list using square bracket, and tuple is using parenthesis. Now it is using curly brace, so this is called curly brace. Okay, so now let me clear the drawings. Let me move to the examples. అందరికి ఇష్యూ చెప్పి ఈ క్లాస్ చెప్పే వరకు ఈ ఇష్యూస్ వస్తుందా సార్ వస్తుందా సార్ ఐ డోంట్ నో గిరీష్ గారు, బట్ ఫస్ట్ టైం నిజంగా చెప్తున్నాను, నాకు ఎప్పుడు ఇలా ఆగలేదు. ఏంటంటే చాలా సార్లు ఏదైనా క్రోమ్ అది ఓపెన్ చేసినప్పుడు నాట్ రెస్పాండింగ్ అని ఇప్పుడు వస్తూ ఉంటది. ఓకే, సో నాకు ఫస్ట్ టైం వచ్చింది, కాకపోతే ఇంచుమించు నేను 4 hours ఆన్ చేసి ఉంచేస్తున్నానండి. నోట్స్ అంతా తయారు చేసి ఏ రోజు ఆ రోజు తయారు చేస్తున్నాను. ఎనీవే, sorry guys, and Nagini, yes, that dictionary is also in the curly braces, but ఇంకా మనకు మీకు తెలుసు కానీ మిగతా వాళ్ళకి దాని గురించి తెలియదు కదా, నేను ఇంకా దాని గురించి చెప్పకూడదు. సో ప్లీజ్ వెయిట్ అప్ టు దట్ ఎండ్. ఓకే, సో లెట్ మీ టేక్ ఎన్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఫస్ట్. లెట్ మీ రిమూవ్ ఆల్ ద ఆపరేషన్స్ హియర్. ఓకే, so let me take one example guys. So set somewhat confusing guys, so don't worry. Okay, so don't worry. I will explain clearly. Okay, so whenever you are using the elements in curly braces, that is nothing but a set. Now I am simply printing a print of a, I am now print type of a, that means class will be displayed as set. Okay, so let me run this, but you should check all these elements first. So I am giving an order like 5 2 3 1 4. Okay, so now let me run this guys. I am getting 1 2 3 4 5. I am getting 1 2 3 4 5. I am not giving that order actually, but I am getting 1 2 3 4 5. And class belongs to, that means the data type belongs to set only. That means print of a means I am getting all the elements in the set. So set is a collection of elements of different data types only. Okay, so and let me give an example. For example, if I am giving 5 again, if I am giving 5 again, okay, but here 1 2 3 4 5 is in a proper sorted order, but it is not mandatory to give all the elements will be displayed like this. Okay, because whenever I am giving like 5 2 3 1 4, I am giving 5 now. Now again I am running the program. You can see clearly here I am getting 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, but I am not getting 5. I am not getting 5 again because it eliminates duplicate values from the given list. Okay, that means given elements. Okay, so set eliminates the duplicate values. Okay, so the values in a set are separated by commas and enclosed in the curly braces. So 1 2 3 4 5 will be displayed like this. Okay, but you should remember guys, I will give one example. So sets execution will be completely different and somewhat clumsy also, so please don't confuse. I will explain in a easy manner. Okay, so let me take an example of 1 minute. Let me take an example in this one. I have already practiced here, so now I am running here. Okay, so hope you understand guys. Okay, see guys, I am giving the elements like 25, 14, 98, 63, 75, 98. But I am not getting in a sorted order here. You can easily check here. That means I don't know whether it will get sorted order or not. Okay. Whenever you are giving any element like repetition, like 98, are repeating that 98, it will get different set. We cannot predict how that list is getting. Okay. That means it will get different type of elements results. Okay. For example, let me execute this line in Colab. Let me execute this line in Colab. Okay, don't confuse. I will explain very easily. Okay, but don't confuse. Okay, so set itself, the definition itself, they define like that. Okay, so don't confuse guys, please. Let me take an example. Different okay, for example 1 minute. Okay, now I am running this. Please see the output first. Now let me execute this. So 25, 14, 98, 63, 75, 98. Okay, now I am executing the program. 98, 75, 14, 98, 75, 14, 25, 63. It is also getting the same result. But for example, in sets, based on the compilers, different compilers will give different results. Okay, don't confuse, because in some, for example, if you are running in any other IDE, you will get like 1475 also in the first line. That's not a problem at all. Okay, you will get the elements in the order, whatever it may be order. Okay, you can give any other order. Okay, so because if you are giving like, if you are giving any other elements, you have to remember first 98 will be displayed, 75 will be displayed. You don't remember anything, guys. Okay, first remove the duplicate element and you can print that element. Okay, that means you will get this element. For example, if you run the same program, you will not get the same output. Okay, you will get a different output with removing a 98. That means it can be in any order. That's why it is called as a set. I have clearly explained here. Sets in Python are a collection of unordered. Unordered means there is no proper order. Okay, and unindexed, that means there is no index here, because whenever you have to access the first element, you have to find out by using 0th index. But there is no index method here, because we cannot predict which element will be displayed in which position. Okay, I will explain in different examples. Definitely you will understand better. Okay, so don't confuse, guys, don't confuse. Then you can ask your doubts, no problem at all. So let me complete with another example first. Every element in a set should be unique, no duplicates allowed, and immutable. You should understand another one. Okay, that means this, that is like tuple. Okay, like tuple, it is immutable. Don't confuse, guys. I'm writing a notes like, so now I'm writing it like this. Okay, so string is immutable, list is mutable, tuple is immutable, set is immutable. Okay, don't confuse, guys. Till now list is only mutable. Okay, so remember, guys. Next, so before going that, I would like to share a feedback form. 1 minute, because sometimes my system is hanging, so I will share anyway first. So don't fill the form right now. So let me explain. Still we have time. Okay, so anyway, you can see, you can read all these lines. I will move faster. How are sets better than other data types? Sets will not contain multiple occurrences of the same element. Just now I have already informed that if you are repeating the same element twice, it will be displayed only one time, guys. Okay, so they are very useful in removing duplicates from a list or tuple. If you would like to remove the duplicate elements, so from list or tuple also you can use set. For example, if you, whenever you are tuple using list elements also you can find in the tuple, you can also use sets in that way. Okay, but we will move to that example, don't worry. Okay, so also they are useful in computational mathematical notations, like if you would like to find out the union of A and B, if you would like to find out the intersection of A and B, you are having a sets like in oval symbols like A and B. If you are having A having 1 2 3 and B having 4 5 6, union of A and B is will display like 1 2 3 4 5 6. So those operations also will be done using sets. So these are the data types not existed in other languages even. Okay, so how to create sets in Python? Like so what is the way to create a set in Python? Like we have tuple constructor, we have set constructor also. If you're simply using a curly brace and a list elements, that should be fine. If you would like to print explicitly by using set constructor, you can give. Also list dictionaries till now we did not cover this topic. This is also one of the data type. Maybe next class I will cover the dictionaries topic. Lists and dictionaries are mutable data types, and hence elements of these data types cannot be a part of a set. That means list elements cannot be a part of a set. That means, for example, if you would like to use tuple elements inside a set, you can use, but list elements cannot be used in a set because it is a mutable data type. List is a mutable data type. For example, I am giving a example now. 1 minute, guys. One minute. So set with empty brackets. I don't have any elements. Let me execute this. I'm getting empty curly braces like list. Okay, so class, 1 minute, this is wrong method actually. 1 minute, guys. So it is displaying dictionary. It is actually wrong method, because whenever I cover the dictionary topic, I will tell this topic, don't worry. Actually this is a dictionary topic, that's why I declared a wrong method. But after completion of the dictionary topic, I will cover this what is this wrong method. Okay, then only you can understand better. So here that means set, so you have to give set like this. Okay, for let me give you an example, guys. That means we have another data type, guys, same like a dictionary, the same like set. Don't confuse. In the next class, I will discuss about the dictionary. So the basic difference between, I will tell you guys, that's not an issue. If you understand clearly, it's not an issue. Okay. Set one equal, if you're giving like this, it will display class belongs to dictionary. Dictionary is also one of the data type existed in Python. Okay. So we have already discussed what are the various data types in Python. In that I have clearly mentioned dictionary is also there in that. Okay. You can also check. For example, if you would like to empty set, you have to give not like this. Okay. You have to give set off like this. So that is the only display. I'm just in wrong method and right method. Okay. So don't confuse, guys. So anyway, dictionary topic anyway, no problem. Set one equal to set print of set one, print type of set one. Let me execute now. So I'm getting set class set. You can easily check now. That is a set is one of the constructor. That means you can print a empty set. Next, let me move further examples. Set is also having a different data types. That means you can give list and tuple also you can give multiple data type elements. For example, I'm giving set one equal to 2030.45 Python. So let me run this, guys. Let me run this. Okay. I'm getting 20 Python 30.45. Okay. So here I'm getting class as set. So that means here class belongs to set data type. Okay. So here I'm getting Python. Actually, when I execute this program in practice session, for example, I'm practicing around at 11 o'clock. I will practice these examples first. Okay, before I am placing the output here, I will practice every day. Okay, so but actually, when I am running this program, I got the output like Python 2030.45. But here I am getting 20 Python 30.45. It will be displayed in any order. Okay, so I don't know exactly because the set itself defined like this. Okay, you will get an unordered list. For example, let me execute this in another code. So let me check once. Python 2030.45. Okay, sir, that's fine, very good. Okay, so now I'm getting, you can see easily I'm running this program in Spider. I'm getting 20 Python 30.45. That means for example, I'm getting the order in a different way because Python is displayed second element, 30.45 is displayed as the wrong element, last element. But the same program I'm written here in Colab, I'm getting the output as Python 2030.45. Okay, that means the output will be different from one place to another place. That means in the output we are having a list of elements, but it should not be in any order. That's why set is called as an unordered and unindexed data type. Remember, guys. Okay, don't confuse, guys. That means you can easily get whether you're giving any set, you can write any output like any other order. Okay, so that's not an issue. For example, if you're giving a multiple, like for example, I am giving Python. Again, I am giving Python. Again, I am giving Python, but it will display only one time. Okay, so it will display only one time because Python is defined two times because basically it is a unique element. Set is a unique element. So that means if you are giving a same element twice, whether it is a string or float or integer, it will be displayed only one time, guys. Okay, so next. That's why I have written clearly, since the elements in sets are unordered and indexed, they do not get stored or printed in order in which they are initialized. Okay, so it should be very easy. So you can remember. For instance, for understanding purpose, set one equal to welcome to Python course. If you run this program, okay, so first time you may get course Python welcome to it. It may get like this. For second time you may get 2 welcome Python course. Third time you may get 2 course Python welcome. It will get different times different will be displayed like this. Okay, yes, such size you can convert. Okay, actually in the first today's class around 5:30 I have explained that concept. I think you missed that concept, such size. Okay, so by using tuple constructor you can convert the given list into tuple. Okay, so actually today the very first I have started that concept. So I think you missed it because please, guys, all of you make sure you should be there around 5:25, please, every day. Okay. Next. You have asked such say one question. This is the example I have given. Okay. So this list will be converted into tuple by using tuple of A like this. I have covered this earlier. I think you just log in very late, like I think 5:40 around. Okay, so anyway, So let me complete this first. How to add elements to a set? So how to add elements to a set? Listen carefully, guys. Although the elements in the set are immutable, since set itself is a mutable data type, you should understand the basic difference, guys. Sets elements are immutable, but set itself is mutable type. That means whenever you are using a set constructor in empty like this, you can use this add method to add the elements in the list. For example, let me give a clarity, guys. That means, for example, if you're taking in the list 1 of 0 equal to some element, list 2 of 0 equal to some element, that means you can replace that values. Okay, that means if there is no index here, if you would like to add any element, you just add like this. Okay, so for example, let me give a clarity, guys. I'm using set1 equal to set of. Okay, this is an empty set. Okay, I'm adding set. This is a method, set1 dot add. This is a predefined method. So now my set contains nothing. That means I'm not getting any. I'm having empty elements. Like if I'm printing like this, I'm getting set empty like this. Okay, that means now set1 contains there is no elements. So let me add 20. Let me add high. Now let me print, guys. Now it is getting high 20. Even though I am adding 20 first, it is getting high first. Because I cannot predict how it will be done, because sets elements are unordered. It will be printed like any way. Like if I'm running the program again, it may get 20 high. Okay, I cannot predict like this. Okay, because it is a unordered data type. Okay, but it is simply getting high 20. But you can execute the collab, you may get 20 high. Okay, that's not an issue. You can easily write the output. Okay, if the output is in not a proper order, you can write any other output. Okay, so because sometimes in examinations it is easy to you can easily write these examples. Okay, because output, whether you are writing right or wrong, you cannot predict also. Okay, adding adding element to empty is not possible. No, Vamsi. That's why I am telling set constructor. If you are not using a set constructor here, then you cannot use add method here. Okay, so listen, guys, simply you can listen this. Okay, Vamsi, hope you understand. Okay, so this is by using set constructor you can add. Okay, next method, update. Okay, so it is used to concatenate like this, update. For example, let me have one example. It is an empty set. Update of I'm giving a 20 30.4 BVC Python set1. Now I'm getting all these values. Okay, update means you can also add like this. You can add multiple elements to a new set. Okay, so that means, for example, if I'm giving an earlier example, I'm adding single elements to a particular set. If you would like to add more number of elements, you have to use update method, because add method only takes one argument. Update method means you can take multiple elements at the same time. Okay, so that means adding multiple elements into existing set. For example, in set 2 contains welcome to Python course. If you want to update like this is also possible, even though it is immutable, but you can add. That means you can add any other list elements to a particular set. For example, let me execute it first. Okay, listen carefully. So now I am getting BVC 20 Python 30.45. Okay, so that means the new set is updated here. I am taking set 2 equal to, by default these are the list. I am adding these elements to the particular set 2. I am adding another elements, that multiple elements. So welcome to Python course, also I am getting 20 30.45 high also, but it is not been a proper order. Okay, so this is also can be done by using update method. Next, how to change or modify elements of a set. For example, if you want to modify anything, it cannot be possible, guys. Okay, once a set cannot be once set is initialized, you cannot change. You cannot have the chance to modify the particular elements. For example, let me give a clarity, guys. So set 1 having this. Actually, there is no indexing. This is unindexed. The here welcome is not a welcome. Set 1 of 0. This is 2 is set 1 of 1. We cannot predict, because even output also in getting in a different way, guys. So that's how could I know whether it is index 1 or 2? So if you're giving like this, it will get an error. So let me give a example now. So now I'm getting error because here set1 of 1 equal to everyone 2. Instead of 2, I would like to add everyone 2. But this is not belongs to one index because there is no proper index in the set. So how to access elements in that set? For example, if you would like to access the elements in a set, this is impossible. Okay, but use for loop it be accessible. So for example, if you would like to, if I'm having welcome to Python course, okay, so in the list, for example, if you're having 3 elements, by using 0th index it will print. If you are having 1 index it can print, but there is no proper index here, because that's the reason if you are giving set1 of 1 it will give again error message. But however, you can see the set elements by using for loop, but till now we have not discussed about the for loop. Anyway, this is not a big concept. For loop only for like C language and Java, you can print multiple values at the same time by using for. So we'll discuss later, but for loop, that means even after 3 days I think I will discuss about the for loop. Okay, so you can print like this, but you cannot print individually. So, and various methods are also there, like remove method in sets. So remove method means if you want to remove like a course, okay, so remove method. So remove is a predefined method. So if you want to remove course, so the course will be deleted from the particular set. Welcome to Python will be displayed. In the same way, if you would like to remove the particular element number, for example, I have the list contain 145 56. I would like to remove 45. Set one dot remove of 45. That should be enough, guys. Okay. So if it is a string, you have to mention in the double quotes. Okay. So next, if in case the element is not presented in the list, then the compiler throws an error. That means courses, if you are giving like courses word is not there in set one, then it will give you an error message. Okay. So, and we have discard method also. What is the main difference between the discard and delete method? For what is this remove method? Okay. So you have to understand very clearly, guys. So the basic difference between the discard method and remove method means, for example, if you would like to remove the element which is not existed in the set, then it will not throw an error. Okay. For example, if I'm having the list welcome to Python course, set one dot discard of 20. 20 is not an element in the set one, but it will not throw any error. It will just display set elements only. But whereas in remove method, it will give the error message. That is the basic difference between the remove method and discard method. So using pop. So pop means actually we are having the same method in tuple also, but we did not cover the tuple pop method in the tuple. We will discuss in the unit 3. But the pop method is basically the random element will be deleted from the set. For example, if I am giving which element will be deleted, we cannot predict. Okay, so some element will be deleted. Random means random. That means whatever the element, that means for example set one dot pop welcome to Python course. Let me delete some random element means one element will be deleted from the particular set. Welcome to for example, I am giving print set one dot pop. So 2 is deleted here, and the remaining set will be printed like this. Okay, so I am printing the deleted element also. Okay, so that means now set is removing a 2. But we cannot predict how 2 will be deleted. Okay, so some random element will be deleted. That is the pop method. And let me give a clear method. Okay, so clear method means, for example, if I'm giving the simply deletes all the elements from a set. For example, if you're having a set elements welcome to Python course, if you're giving set one dot clear, it will be deleted automatically. That means all the elements will be deleted, cleared. All the elements will be cleared from the particular set. If you would like to delete the entire set, then use del set one. Okay, if you would like to print set one, it will throw a error because there is no set method is there in that particular line. So these are the various. So we have some other operations like union, intersection, difference, and symmetric methods. So anyway, we'll discuss later. Almost at 6:40 now. So we'll discuss the tomorrow class. What are the various? These are very easy, guys. I hope you understand. For example, if I'm giving like a equal to 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm giving like b equal to 4, okay, comma 5, comma 6. Okay, so if I am giving c equal to a, if you're giving like a union, that means a r b. Okay, so that is pipeline symbol. So a r b. So let me give a print of c. Okay, so now I'm running the program. So you will get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Union means that means the collection. That means it will be union means 1, 2, 3 elements will be 4, 5, 6 elements will be combined with A. That means A or B means A union B. So now I'm giving print of C. These are very easy, guys. I hope you understand tomorrow. So stay home, stay safe. If you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box. Otherwise, you can leave the class. Thank you, guys, all of you. So if you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box. I will forward the for today's feedback link again. So don't confuse, guys, please. So don't confuse. You will get a clarity definitely. Okay, sir, is this add function can be possible with other empty data types? Sir, as sets are immutable and update how it is possible. Good question, guys. So, sir, I'm asking about tuple adding elements to a empty tuple is not possible. Sir, I am asking about tuple adding elements to tuple. No, you have to use the built-in methods, because how can you add tuple elements, because there is no tuple is immutable, you cannot add. Okay, you can use any other methods. For example, like if you have the add method, you can add. Okay, so but because we have not that method. Okay, so if you have that method in the earlier, like let me take a clarity, guys. For example, if you want something tuple equal to, okay na, so simple, you no need to think lot of experience. So if you're get 1 2 3 like this, okay, if you would like to know what are the existing methods in a tuple, you just write like a tuple dot. Okay, tuple dot, then you just give it tab. Okay, so for example, I'm giving tuple 1 equal to, okay, 1 2 3. Okay, so these are the various methods. You can easily know, okay, whether the methods are there or not. You can easily refer here. If the add method is not there, you cannot add. Okay, here it have only count and index. That's why I have covered only index and count method in tuples. Okay, I did not discuss some other functions. These are only directories. So you cannot read these operations. Okay, these are very that means, for example, in data science, in the particular elements only they will be used. Okay, actually they are not belongs to the particular course actually. Okay, so you cannot use that values here. You just have a count and index method only. Okay, so these are the various method underscore related operations. Okay, you cannot use here. If you have the any other values, like if you would like to add any other tuple, you can use your join method plus operator. Okay, that should be enough. Okay, so if you would like to know any other operations, you can easily like dot operator, just you put the dot operator, you will get that value. Okay, and Nagini is also telling like a simple example. Okay, for example, just now I have discussed about the plus, so she is also telling like this. Okay, if you would like to add, you will get like this, but see, it is getting error. Nagini, it is getting error. You're getting like this. You just give a plus b only. That's not an issue. It's not an issue. Okay, you will get like this. Okay, Nagini, don't please remove one. Okay, it's not an issue. Just you can use plus. Yes. Do you know NumPy, Ramsai? Very good, very good. Actually, that's why I told even data science topics also using that methods. Okay, anyway, that's not important at all right now. Okay, so for basic programming skills, that is not required. You can use count and index. That's enough, guys. Very good, Ramsai. I'm very happy to hear that news. Okay, so pandas and NumPy, very good, excellent. Okay, hope everyone understand today's topics. No one is asking questions, and some student Kanna is asking like add function is cannot be possible with other data type. Let me give a clarity, Kanna. I will tell you about your doubt. I have clearly mentioned here. Set itself is for example, here I am telling set are immutable, but adding or removing elements in a set is feasible. It is there. Okay, so even the set is immutable. Let me give one example. S equal to S dot add of 10, print of S. Okay, So Kanna, I am discussing about your doubt. Please see here. Okay, please see here, all of you. Here I am giving is s equal to like this. I have already informed that it is a wrong method, because whenever you are using a set, you have to use set constructor. If you would like to add like this, it will throw a error. That's the reason only I am clearly specifying set1 equal to set. Okay, that means if you are giving like s equal to set here, okay, now I am executing the program. Okay, so now I am getting 10. This is the major difference, understand? Okay, Kana, I think hope your doubt cleared. Okay, so this, because whenever you are having an empty set, it will be taken as a dictionary. Dictionary is the other data type which are existed in the Python. Okay, so actually we have not covered that concept. That's the reason I think you have got it out. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so Kana, thank you. Okay, fine. So I think hope everyone doubts clear today. So Vamsi, you are asking the question. Tuple means you can use the index values also. By using index values, you can print it line by line. That's not an issue. So hope everyone understand clearly. So nobody is asking doubts. If you have any doubts, please mention in the chat box or in the feedback link. I will clarify, guys. Okay. So I think most of the students went away. Thank you, guys. No problem at all. Nobody is asking questions. So hope you understand clearly. Yes, so some all students are saying clear. Thank you, Monica. Okay, thank you, Monica. Stay home, stay safe. Yes, yes. That not allowed repeated values. Yes, clear. Yes, Kanna. Oh, even actually, I did not discuss about the union. Actually, just now I have clearly a small example. If you are giving again, for example, if, Kanna, you are asking the doubt for tomorrow's topic. Anyway, I will tell you. If I am giving 4-3 here, if I am giving 4-3 here, it will not give repeated. Okay, so you can check because it is a pro 1 minute. So okay, so that means for difference means you can understand. Don't worry, I will explain tomorrow. Don't worry. Okay, I'm giving like 1 2 3 4 3 6. It's just like a union. That means all the elements will be printed as it is. By using difference, okay, you can give like this. Okay, but here we have some 1 minute. Let me take 1 minute. I have to take like this. Okay, wait. Don't worry. Pravalika, what's your doubt? So Kanna, I think your doubt will be clear now. Don't worry. Please listen. So please check output now. 1 2 3 4 3 6 I am giving. So I am getting 1 2 3 4 6 only. So each 3 repeated 2 times in the output. No, I think your doubt cleared, Kanna. Anyway, I will discuss tomorrow, but it's not an issue. And Pravalika, please ask your doubt. So join method. So no, that means, for example, if you have that such method in the particular data type, it will execute. Okay, we cannot predict that. Yes, it is displayed. Okay, it is displayed. So Pravalika, I think your doubt clear. So these are joined, but it will be displayed in a random order. Okay, we cannot predict that order. Okay, so that means if you would like to check any other methods are there in the Python or not, you just mention that particular method and you can put the dot, you will get know what are the various methods. Okay, so if you would like to know about the max functions, min functions, like that, if you have to check clearly. Okay, that's not an issue. So anyway, so stay home, stay safe, guys. So have a nice day.